What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome back to my 100% playthrough for Final Fantasy III. We're on part number 9 right now, and we just did the Fire Cavern. We beat Salamander extremely luckily, I might add. We got the new jobs and things like that, so now it's time for something a little different. I am just gonna like abuse these guys with physical attacks though, you know, just because, well, I don't really want to waste MP or anything. Other than that, I'm gonna back to the Dwarven Hollows, so maybe I could just use Thunder with Moop. But yeah, today's video is gonna be a little bit different. But before I get on to that, I'm gonna give a big thank you to all of my lovely Patreons. Guys, thank you all so much for the support. It really means a lot and it helps out the channel tremendously. So a big thank you to all of you sexy people. And of course, if you guys want to get your name on screen or even get yourself some other goodies like characters named after you in future games, then go ahead and take a look at the Patreon link down below in the description. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the dwarfs their items back. And we got the magic key. Yeah, we'll find more of them in Gisel. You don't actually have to use them though. You can actually, you know, just sort of completely skip the keys if you use a thief. But we're not doing that. It's like we'll just use a thief, to be fair. Right, so now that we've actually saved the dwarfs and, you know, we beat Salamander and things like that, we can now actually enter the dwarfs' secret treasury. Now, you might have remembered I tried to come here previously, but there was like a big boulder here blocking me. Now we can actually come here though, and we can open all of these lovely treasure chests. Some of them have some really good items, like the killer bow right there, the gauntlets. We do get some arrows, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think we get some Medusa arrows as well, which are actually pretty damn nice. And of course we do get the knight armor as well. We get a bunch of books, which are scholar weapons, and then a phoenix down. It's like, let's be honest, man, the phoenix down is really what we care about here. And he doesn't really have anything else to say, unfortunately. Yeah, the treasure's going to be really useful, dude. Don't worry. Don't worry. Anyway, so what are we going to be doing in this video, you might ask? Well, it's actually going to be it's going to be a grind video. It's like, I know you guys keep moaning at me when I do my grinding off screen, so we're just going to do it on screen. First things first though, I am going to change my equipment a little bit, since we did just get the knight armor, so I'm going to give that to Arid. And we got the gauntlets, which are also going to Arid. So Arid now has a nice amount of defense. Unfortunately, I didn't get a new sword. I did, however, get the new heroic shield, which is more defense, and it protects against some status elements. Now, I'm not going to be using that just yet, but that will come in handy later. And of course, you know, the killer bow with 26 attack is really nice as well. And unfortunately, no, only the scholar can equip the scholarly robe, unfortunately. Well, that sucks. That really sucks, to be honest. Well, it's not the end of the world. No, it's not the end of the world at all. So what I'm going to do now back in Dwarven Hollows is I'm actually just going to rest at the inn. And then you see all of that lovely gil. I'm going to turn that into potions. Potions and high potions. Because, as I said, we're going to do a big grind right now. And this grind is... honestly, it's something I never really do on FF3, but the 3DS version is just typically that much more brutal. So, we don't really have much of a choice, unfortunately. I would have preferred to wait until later, when I have more jobs, like Ninja and that. But... We'll just have to deal with it. I don't think there's any more. No, there's no more mail. But yeah, we'll just have to deal with it, unfortunately. It shouldn't take us too long, though. Now, right here, we do get a cutscene about a problem at Tokkul, but we're not going to go there right away. It's like, that's gonna be next video, I think. Warriors of Light, Tokkul needs you. What's going on? Are you alright? No, he's dying. What's wrong with you? How can you not tell he's dying? We didn't have anything more for them to take. They're going to burn down Tokkul. Please, you must stop them. What have they done? I mean, he's just told you they're burning down the goddamn city, dude. Hien has a way to change his weak point. Only a scholar has the power to see through his deception. We don't need to worry about that until later, though. It's like, I know I mentioned about the scholar and Hien previously. But no, we don't have to worry about that for now. So I'm going to go back to the Molten Cave, and the reason for that is pretty much everything here is just weak to ice. So, you know, as I did previously, I'm just going to have Arid and Jason attacking. Arid and Shane attack. Why do I still get Jason and Shane mixed up for some reason. And I don't know why. But yeah, we're going to have Arid and Shane attacking. We're going to have Moop and Jason just throwing out ice staffs in here. And with that, we're pretty much going to be golden. Like, we're just going to turn auto battle on and have some fun murdering everything. Now, at this point, honestly, we could just stay at the entrance. Like, it makes no difference. Or you can just keep doing laps through the dungeon. I don't want to do laps through the dungeon simply due to the fact that the lava hurts. So I'm actually... Oh, back attack, that's not good. Hopefully we don't get any deaths. I'm going to have to heal, Moop. Yeah, I'm going to have to heal. That's unfortunate. I didn't want to heal this early. I really didn't want to heal this early into the grind, but... It is what he says. Now, when it comes to healing here, I'm actually going to be using MP with Jason, just because I want to save all of those potions. Like, all the potions, all the high potions and things like that. I want to save them all for the next dungeon, because we are going to need a good chunk of healing there, and with the dungeon being really, really long, relying on MP to heal is not the best of ideas, unfortunately. Tell you what though, man, this is gonna be a long grind. I want to get to at least level 20. Level 20 should be enough for me to get through the rest of the floating continent, and then we can get down to the lower world. And if I'm not mistaken, once we get to the lower world, I can actually get some really good gear as well, which will help us, you know, get through further without having to worry about levels. And then we can do. You know, more of a stat-focused leveling later after we do the water crystal, because in FF3 it is a little like FF5 or FF5. I'm trying to think of any other FFs where it's like this as well. But essentially, the stats that your characters gain is dependent upon the job on level up. So, for example, when it comes to HP, the absolute best job to equip when you want more HP is the Black Belt. And the reason for that is simple. The Black Belt actually has the highest HP growth value. Now, right now, I don't care about that, you know, because we're still low leveled and all that sort of stuff. So I don't really care about min-maxing stats right now, and of course, you know, like, this is only a 100% playthrough. I'm not that worried about maxing stats at all. So yes, for the few people raging at me in the comments, like, no dude, don't level, you gotta start max. It's like, no, I don't want to start max. It is entirely unnecessary. We don't need to start max in this playthrough, like, at all. So yeah, I'm not going to be worrying about stat maxing. I will give helpful tips as we, you know, as we go through. But for now, just doesn't, like, matter to me, like, in the slightest. So yeah, that is my answer to stat maxing. And that's why right now we're also doing a level. But it's like, I think people overemphasize. Oh, back attack again? Seriously? But yeah, I think a lot of people overemphasize the stat maxing process, because honestly, when it comes to stat maxing, you don't need to worry too much. Like, it is still very easy to stat max, even if you you know, even if you don't really focus on it. Whereas when you do focus on it, oftentimes you actually end up with way more stats than is actually needed. So that's why I'm really, really not worried about that in the slightest. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, once we start really leveling up in that and we unlock the Onan Knight job, like, we're gonna be so broken anyway. It's like, it really doesn't matter if we stat max or not. All we need to do is get a high enough level and use the Onion Knight job. And that alone will get us through, like, all of the content. And then, of course, you know, you have the other really, really broken jobs as well. Like, you've got Summoner, which is just, like, Summoner's an absolute monster for clearing out, like, random battles. Like, it doesn't matter how many enemies you come up against, Summoner will just decimate them all. And then you've got things like Ninja. Ninja is just, like, stupid broken for single target damage. And then, you know, you've got Black Belt, which is just, like, a pure, straight-up meat shield. And then, last but not least, you've got the Onion Knight, which basically combines all the jobs into one, essentially. Like, I know that's not exactly what it does. That's just the easiest way of summarizing it. But no, it is a really, really strong job. And that's actually what we're going to be using way later. The only downside with the Onion Knight is its stat growth is absolutely atrocious. So we can't actually use it the moment we get it. We have to wait until later. Oh, I finally have some MP with Shane in them. Nice, okay. In fact, you know, I could actually exchange them as well. Give them some thingy magic. But no, I'm not gonna do that. That's just an easy way of, you know, like if Jason runs out of MP, I can swap his magic with somebody else and then use him as a new white mage if need be. But again, we don't need to worry about that in the slightest right now. It's like right now, all I'm grinding for is levels and gil. I've got 3,000 gil, and the main focus right now is getting enough for 99 high potions. 99 high potions is going to be overkill. Like, I definitely don't need anywhere near that much. In fact, you know what? I might only go to 50 or so. I don't know. I haven't quite decided. We'll see what we're on when I finish grinding. But yeah, the high potions are just to save me MP in dungeons and that's all there for. But then I probably should do a little bit of extra grinding as well for equipment. Because I'm definitely going to need some gil for better equipment soon, especially once we get off the floating continent. Like once we upgrade the ship and then we can leave. Yeah, we're gonna need a good chunk of gil for that. See, this is one of the problems I always have when it comes to Final Fantasies. Like, no matter which Final Fantasy it is, I can't just, how should I put this? I can't just do, like, a normal playthrough or anything like that. Like, I always end up... Wait, why is Moop attacking for some reason? Why is he not using the ice staff? What? Weird, but okay. I really don't understand that, but okay. But yeah, like, one of the things that I always do is I always just start like planning things out as I go, and I start planning like further and further and further ahead, and then something will happen and I'll have to like change all my plans, and it's so annoying. But it's like, I think that's just because I've played the games so many times at this point that it's almost like natural, you know, like it's like a natural reaction. It's like I can't stop myself from thinking, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this so that I can do this here. And I don't really know the best way of putting it, but it kind of ruins the fun a little bit, you know? It's like, I really wish I could just go back and you know, experience the games for the first time sort of thing. Because like, it's been so long since I was able to do that it's kind of annoying that I can't do it anymore, you know? It's like, I know too much about these games. Some better than others, you know, definitely, like FF5, for example. That's probably the FF game that I know the least about. But then you've got things like FF2, FF10, you know, the ones that I can basically 100%, like, just in my sleep, basically. You know, the games that I could just easily do with no problem, like, at all. In fact, you know what? I need to think about what I'm gonna do for my 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 12 playthrough. Because it's like, with them, I already have 100% runs up on YouTube, so for this little FF marathon, I wasn't gonna do a 100% run for them. But I don't know what I should do for them. Maybe some kind of challenge? Or maybe I should just do a new randomizer for them all. And then again, setting the FF9 randomizer back up would probably be hell on earth. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a casual playthrough, actually. Because I don't think I've ever done a casual playthrough on this channel. Like, it's always a 100% run, or a challenge run, or something like that. Well, when it comes to Final Fantasy, anyway. So yeah, I'm really... You know what? I think I will. I think that's what I will do. I'll just do a casual playthrough, you know? Like, no notes, not aiming for 100%. Probably won't do any of the optional bosses or anything like that. You know, we'll just have a super casual playthrough where we don't worry about anything and we just go through the game. So it's like FF8, for example. You know, I won't bother doing cards. I won't worry about my level or anything like that. We'll just go through it normally. Or FF7. You know, like I'll just go through, ignoring all the side quests, yada yada yada. FF9. I mean, honestly, I would say I'd not do Chocobo Forest in FF9, but I love Chocobo Forest, so yeah, I'd probably still do that in an FF9 playthrough. Oh man. Or then again, I tell you what, one of the other things I could do is we could do like a super quick run, like seeing how fast we can complete the games using the boosters. There's like a lot of people moan about the boosters, like, oh shit, dude, they're so OP, they take all the fun out of the game. And like, yeah, I mean, some of the boosters are kind of overpowered. But it's like, one of the things I've always been curious about is just how quick can you actually complete the games if you don't worry about using the boosters. Like, if you use all the boosters and that, just how quickly can you beat the game? I know it's going to be something like ridiculous, but it could still be interesting, you know? It's like, just imagine we do FF9 or something and we complete the game in like 2 hours. Oh man, you know, just thinking about it, that seems like it could actually be kind of funny. You know, just rushing through the game as fast as possible. Only, obviously, because using the boosters now, it's not going to be as stressful as like an actual speed run. So yeah, maybe that could actually be kind of funny. But then again, one of the other things I was toying with as well for FF10 is doing an overpowered playthrough. So essentially, it's a case of we mod the sphere grid to replace all of the stat nodes on there with their highest tier available. So it's like all stat +1, +2s, and so on and so forth become stat +4s. So it's essentially having a perfect sphere grid right from the get-go. I think that could be kind of interesting. It's like just you know, casually be stat maxed by the time we get to Luca. Oh man, that could actually also turn out to be funny. Obviously not for the same reasons, you know, just for seeing how quickly you get so broken, man. It's like nothing like doing max damage in Besaid, you know? Yeah, that could actually turn out kind of funny as well. Although then again, for FF8, there's also the Requiem mod, which is meant to be like a good difficulty mod. And in fact, there was an FF7 mod that people wanted me to do as well. I can't remember the name though. I don't think it was New Threat. I think it was something else. I don't know. Oh, I can't think of the name for the FF7 mod that people wanted me to do. Like, I know New Threat is a mod for 7, but I'm like 99% sure that's not the mod that people originally wanted me to to do. There was another one as well. I can't remember what it was called though. Or I suppose I could just do like the randomizer for 7, because I did start the randomizer on stream for FF7, but we kind of, well, I say I kind of dropped it because, I don't know, like, obviously when you're streaming, you know, you wanna have a challenge so people can laugh at you dying every now and again and that. Whereas a lot of the randomizer files we got were just like stupidly broken. So I spent pretty much an entire stream just constantly making new seeds for the FF7 randomizer. So it's like we ended up starting the game with like max stats constantly on cloud, either max stats or like 200 plus and that. And it was so broken at the very start of the game that like there's no point going through it. Although if I did do the FF7 rando, I would definitely do the second randomizer as well. So if you don't know, there's 2 randomizers for 7. They are kind of meant to be done in conjunction with each other. Like one randomizes a bunch of shit, like I originally streamed, and then the other randomizes all the field stuff as well. So like treasure chests and things like that. So yeah, maybe I will do something like that. Ooh, Jason, I need to heal Jason before he dies. Yeah, I'm gonna heal. But yeah, so definitely let me know what you guys think for the 7 through 12 playthrough. One thing I will say though is when it comes to FF12, I will not, and I repeat, I will not be doing the new Struggle for Freedom mod. So if you don't know, there are 2 Struggle for Freedom mods for 12. One is like a public release, and one is like just the hardest thing imaginable. I know Ash 10, like anybody who likes FF12, or should I say anybody who likes watching FF12, probably knows who Ash 10 is. It's like Ash 10, like imagine me for FF10, only Ash is the equivalent for FF12 basically. So yeah, anybody who watches a lot of FF12 probably knows who Ash is. But he started doing this like this upgraded difficulty mod, and oh my god, he was struggling so much, it was unreal. It's like I know I caught him streaming Zodiac for a few hours, and this was like a few hours, man, a few hours for Zodiac, and even then, like it was a constant back and forth with him. Oh, dude. Like, I know for a fact that version of the mod that Ash was playing, I would never be able to do that. It's like, when it comes to FF12, I can do a 100% run. It is difficult, but I can do it. When it comes to a mod run like that, I hold my hands up and I will freely admit, I don't stand a chance in hell. It's like, I think when it comes to, you know, like, truly ludicrous difficulty mods, I think FF10 and FF9 are probably the only games that, well, and FF2. Yeah, FF2 as well. But yeah, those 3 FF games are probably the only ones that, you know, I don't. Well, no, I don't. FF2, 10, and 9 are probably the only ones that I know inside out enough that I would be able to complete a difficulty mod like that, you know? I would like an FF2 difficulty mod, though. But I've never heard of an FF2 difficulty mod. In fact, I've never heard of a randomizer for FF2 as well. Although now that we have the Pixel remasters, maybe we will get some randomizers for the Pixel remaster versions. So maybe that could be something fun to do in the future as well. But I'd probably do them as a video, you know, instead of a stream sort of thing. Because I know a lot of people like the randomizers, but I don't know. I feel like stream gets the best stuff these days. So yeah, I think I need to keep some super awesome stuff in reserve for you lovely YouTube people. Either way, though, you know, like, I definitely want to know your guys' opinions on this, for sure. It's like, I know I've asked so many questions in this video, so definitely, you know, feel free to make a post and then just keep editing it as you go or something like that. Because I love the feedback from you guys, you know? It really does help me out in deciding what sort of content I'm gonna make. Because obviously, when it comes to YouTube content, it's like, obviously, you know, I'm gonna make what I want to make, like, that is just a fact of life. But at the same time, you know, I do absolutely consider the input from you guys. I mean, that's why, well, that's why I started Legend of Dragoon, you know? It's like, you guys kept asking and asking and asking for it, and eventually, you know, I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it, man, let's do it. And honestly, I'm really glad about that, to be honest. It's like, if you're watching the Legend of Dragoon playthrough, you know just how hooked I am getting on that game. It is amazing. It has 10 out of 10. It is absolutely brilliant. I know one of my mods in the Discord and streaming that, Merc, he's been watching for quite a while now, and dude, his reaction when I get to a lore bomb is amazing. It is so good. It's like, Merc probably has the best reactions, for sure, when it comes to my Dragoon videos. I love them, man. And this is where he's gonna be all like, oh, you sappy fucker, what's wrong with you? Oh, but no, I love reading the comments for things like that. And honestly, I wish I could do a Final Fantasy like I do Dragoon, where I go in completely blind, you know? Like, I wish I could do something like that, for sure. I really, really wish I could do something like that for Final Fantasy. Well, it's just, I know people wanted me to play Tactics, which I did stream some of it. But here's the thing, like, when it came to Tactics, I just didn't like the story. Like, I really was not invested into the story. I streamed it for, like, oh god, it must have been about 12 to 15 hours. And by that point, a game needs to hook you. You know, like, a game really needs to hook you. It's like, everybody was saying, oh no, dude, like, the game's just about to get good. Like, the story's just about to get good and that. And I'm like, but dude, I'm, like, 15 hours in, you know? It's like, if a game hasn't hooked you by that point, it probably isn't gonna hook you, to be honest. But one of the things I will say about Tactics is the gameplay is fun. You know, the gameplay is fun. I can definitely play Tactics and make some videos on it, but it's probably not gonna be, you know, a playthrough or anything like that. Because as I say, the story just does not interest me in the slightest. It's a lot like, you know the saying where if you go in expecting to hate something, then you're gonna hate it. It's a little like that with me and Tactics. Not because it's Tactics, you know, not because of the game or anything like that, but because of the world it's set in. So, if you don't know, I don't like Ivalice. Like, I don't like any Ivalice, like, whatsoever. FF12, for example, I detest the story in FF12. I just play it for the gameplay, and that's why I did the 100% run on YouTube for the Zodiac Age. Just because, you know, it was a new game, I enjoyed the game. Well, it was a new game. It was a new version of the game and that, and I enjoyed the gameplay. So I was like, you know what, let's just do a 100% run. So, you know, I did that. But I don't like the story for Ivalice. Like, there's just something about the world of Ivalice that just doesn't interest me, you know? Like, I don't know what it is. I genuinely have no idea what it is. There's just something about the world of Ivalice that I can't stand. It's the same in FF14 with the Ivalice things in that. Like, you've got the 24-man Ivalice raids, and it doesn't appeal to me. It genuinely just does not appeal to me in the slightest, unfortunately. Like, I know a lot of people are really gonna hate on that, because I know Ivalice is, like, beloved by a lot of people. It just doesn't appeal to me, you know? It's like how a lot of people have FF7 as their best or their most favorite FF game, whereas me, I just consider it overrated as fuck. It's like, yeah, I like the game, but it's honestly not as special as people make out. Like, as far as I'm concerned, FF7 isn't even a top 5 FF, you know? But obviously, that's just my opinion, you know? So it's like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody has their own likes and their own dislikes, and for me, Ivalice just falls really heavily into the dislike category. Whereas FF7, fun game, again, you know, fun game to play. The story just doesn't hold up that well, in my opinion. And well, honestly, after what I just said about tactics, I was kind of thinking I'm going to get lynched. And with what I've just said about 7, I know I'm going to get lynched in the comments now for this. Oh, man. People are really going to go after me for that one, I bet. But no, it's just what it is, guys. You know, it's just what it is. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes, for sure. I tell you what, though, like, I am enjoying this little 100% marathon. It's nice to go back to the old FF games, because obviously, like, the vast majority of the content I make for, you know, Final Fantasy on YouTube is actually pretty much just like 7, 8, 9, and 10. Like, when you look at the majority of the content, that is basically the majority I've done, you know? It's so, yeah, it's nice to go back and really, like, sink my teeth back into the older games. And, I mean, you guys saw yourself, you know, like, when it came to FF1, FF2 and that, like, oh man, I was enjoying them so much, just because it'd been a while since I'd played them. Obviously, it hadn't been that long for FF2, because, you know, I did the FF2 Overpowered video last year. But for FF1, it'd been a really long time. So it was really nice to go back and sink my teeth into it. And it's like now with FF3, I'm trying to think when, like, when the last time I played FF3 was, because it's definitely been quite a while. So I don't think I've played FF3 honestly in a good, like, 10 years. You know, like, it's probably been at least that long. Because the last time I played it was on the DS, like the 3DS and that. But no, I can't think of when that was. It's like, honestly, I can't remember the last time I turned my 3DS on. And you know what? Let's just go one step further. I don't even know where my 3DS is right now. So it has been that long. Right. I do have a little bit of MP left on Jason, but at the same time, I've also hit level 20. So I don't know if I should continue grinding or not. It's like my job level's 4, 28, 24, 4. I mean, job levels aren't that astounding, but it's alright. I think we're gonna... Yeah, I think we're just gonna call it here, maybe. Yeah, we're gonna call it here. It's like, I think I'm strong enough now to go through for sure. I don't think we're gonna have many other issues anyway. Hopefully we won't. It's like, I am gonna make a second save here, like 110%. I'm making a second save here, and that's just in case, like, I do have trouble in Hien's castle. I can always just, you know, like, load this save up, and then we can do a bit more grinding in the fire cave. But that's obviously, you know, just you know, a just in case thing. I can't imagine we're gonna really need it, but it's better to be safe than sorry. You know, it's definitely better to be safe than sorry for sure. But no, now that I'm level 20, we should definitely be able to get through Hien's castle anyway. I just can't wait till I do the water crystal and get the next set of jobs, because that's where we're really gonna get some OP things. Now, let's make a save here in slot 2. That's the one we're gonna load, and then I'll save in slot 3 as well. That's the one we're gonna load if we have trouble in Hien's castle. Hopefully we won't though, but we will see in the next one. Because though, guys, I'm going to be ending this video right here. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. You know, I've asked a bunch of questions this video, and I'd love to know all of your guys' thoughts and opinions on it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. As always though everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.